Just because you are leading people does not mean that you have great leadership qualities or skills. I have met some supervisors in my time that was horrible, like straight up horrible. I mean, I just couldn't stand them. Welcome to Resilient Talks Podcast, where real stories of bounce backs, breakthroughs, and bold comebacks. Hosted by your retired veteran, speaker, and transformation coach, Nat Martin. This is the place where you reset your mindset, reclaim your voice, and rise with purpose. Resiliency is your superpower. Let's activate it. It's Nat Martin with Resilient Talks. So I want to go ahead and tell you the topic for today is going to be how to develop the leader within you. So a lot of times people think leadership or leaders is in your job or a position. But to be honest, leaders and leadership is not a position. It's not a title. So, people be like, well, he's the CEO or he's the, director of marketing. That doesn't make them a leader. And another thing is sometimes people may be in that position, so they're leading people, but it also doesn't mean they're a great leader. We're going to break it down and dissect it all. So it's your girl, Nat Martin, 20-year retired leadership in the military. I got some tools and tips in the trade of how I actually became a leader and develop leaders and also develop civilian leaders. So I want you to, one, identify yourself as a leader. Like literally make sure you understand you are a leader. Like say it loud, I am a leader. So one of the key components about leading, my mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell said, in order to become a leader, you have to first lead yourself. So leadership development starts within. It starts right here with you and leading yourself. How does that look? I always tell people I give a report card on my leadership abilities. How do I assess myself? How do I gauge how well I'm doing? You are a leader in your home, whether you have children, whether you have a spouse or a partner, whether you have a pet, you have to lead someone. Even if you don't have a spouse, partner, or children or a pet, you have family members that's connected to you, that's looking up to you to help them in some way. So you become a leader. That's the starting point. Now, if you go get a job or you're in corporate America, you're going to probably have a position that you started out in, but you're going to develop because no one stays where they started because that'd be stagnant. So if you become a supervisor or a manager, you're going to develop into a leadership role. Now, my veterans, you already know, we're going to prepare you in leadership development because as you grow in your ranks in the military, you're going to definitely be in a leadership role. So you're a leader. Like all of those components, you are a leader. Now, how do you develop the leader within you is that you have to dive in and invest in yourself with personal and professional development. One of the key things is that just because you are leading people does not mean that you have great leadership qualities or skills. I have met some supervisors in my time that was horrible, like straight up horrible. I mean, I just couldn't stand them. But what I learned was that I said, I will never be like them. I learned what skills they had. I learned through what I felt. I didn't like the way they treated me. I didn't like the way they made decisions. I didn't like the way they handled things. So guess what? When I was developing as a leader, I did not do those things because I did not like how it made me feel. So I said, well, I'm not going to make other people go through that and feel that because I didn't like it. Do what you want others to do unto you, right? So as I develop, I'm thinking, yes, I'm leading the pack. I'm leading the charge. And then I realized in doing and growing in leadership, I fell flat on my face a couple of times. I didn't know what I was doing. And sometimes I felt like, Lord, save all of us, because just go pray. And my mentor at the time, I would go to him and be like, I don't want to be leading these people. Like, I just want to just lead myself, right? I had a moment. And he told me, he said, I'm going to give you more people to lead now. And I said, wait, I don't want more responsibility. Like, I'm trying to stay afloat with the amount of people I was supervising at the time. But what I did not understand at that time, by him adding more onto my plate, it was actually developing me as a leader because now all of the people that I was leading had all different personality types. They were all different backgrounds. They were all different races. And it was like, okay, if I'm the supervisor and I have to lead the charge, I have to communicate different. How I talk to one, maybe not how I would talk to the other. How I communicated with each person had to be different. And then how do I communicate to the team as a whole? When I say I had to dig deep, y'all, I had to dig deep. And that's kind of what led me to getting mentored by Dr. John C. Maxwell. Like, I literally became an international coach, speaker, trainer through his mentorship because I had to develop the leader within me. I didn't know it because you just think you're just doing your job. But what happened was when I reflected back on what those bad leaders did for me and how it affected my life, it affected my mental health, it affected just my happiness with life. Like, they were making my life a living hell. And when I became a leader, I think I made some people's lives a living hell. And I was not intentionally doing that. But it helped me realize that, whoa, we have to learn and we have to unlearn some things and we have to grow. And I was okay with that because once it was brought to my attention, they're not receiving what I'm putting down. They're not picking up what I'm putting down, right? And I was like, oh, okay, I gotta talk to them different. Okay, but then they don't mind it. So I was like, okay, I have to be cognizant of my tonality. I have to be cognizant of my language. I have to be cognizant of just how I interact with every personality type. That's when I dove deep into DISC assessments and personality assessments for my team. And that's what I administer now, just to help people understand on a deeper level, like how to interact and have interpersonal relationships and team building and communication skills. All of that comes with leadership. So when you're, becoming that leader, you got to go ahead and strengthen that muscle. You got to dig deep. You got to develop all of those qualities. It's not just being in charge. It's not just being a boss. It's not just being in charge of people. You are responsible for lives. You're responsible for other people's lives among your own. So the key thing is this: you are a leader. I need you to tap in and remember that and know that. And you want to develop that. We're going to dive deeper into different leadership types, different personality types, how to do an assessment. We're going to dive in deep. But first, I need you to take ownership that you are a leader. And now, if you want to activate the leader within you and strengthen that leadership muscle, then go ahead and make sure y'all tap in and check out some of the other videos and go to the website and you can see what tools and resources I have to help you strengthen your leadership abilities. So y'all stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to Resilient Talks because we got a lot more that's coming just for you to make sure we strengthen and help you become the resilient leader that you are.